You know what I love? Summer. It's like that collective sigh of relief we all share when we can finally say, school's out, or work. What work? I'm on a permanent snack break. The only deadlines we're worried about are when the ice cream truck might be rolling through the neighborhood. But with all this freedom comes the age-old question, how do we make the most of these glorious summer months? Well, fear not, my friends, because I've got you covered. We're diving headfirst into the ultimate summer bucket list. The top 10 activities that'll have you squeezing every drop of sunshine out of this summer. We're talking about adventures that'll make you say, that's it. I'm framing this sunburn. This is going straight on the fridge. First up, we're talking sunbathing. Now, I'm not talking about just lying there like a beached whale. No. Sunbathing is an art form. It's about finding that perfect patch of grass, laying down your towel like it's the red carpet at the Oscars, and just soaking it all in. The vitamin D, the sounds of children laughing in the distance, hopefully in the distance, and the sweet, sweet feeling of absolutely nothing pressing on your to-do list. And the best part, you don't even have to move. You can just lie there and think about all the things you're not doing. Like right now, I could be doing my taxes, but instead I'm imagining myself as a long-lost Rothschild, sunning myself on a yacht in the Mediterranean. The point is, sunbathing is all about mental vacation, even if your physical vacation is just to the park down the street. Next, let's talk about the official drink of summer, the smoothie. Specifically, the kind of smoothie that's so packed with fresh, seasonal fruit that it practically qualifies as a salad. You know the ones I'm talking about. The ones that are so thick you need a spoon to eat them, and so good you'll want to drink them every single day. And the best part about smoothies is that they're so versatile. You can make them with whatever fruit you have on hand. You can add in some veggies if you're feeling healthy. I'm not. And you can even sneak in a little bit of something extra if you're feeling adventurous. Just me? Okay, moving on. Now I know what you're thinking, Steve. You want me to exercise in this economy? And to that I say, hear me out. Exploring nature trails isn't just good for your body, it's good for your soul. It's like hitting the reset button on your brain, except instead of staring at a screen, you're surrounded by trees and squirrels and the occasional deer if you're lucky, or unlucky, depending on how close they get. Plus, there's something so satisfying about reaching the top of a hill and looking out at the view. It's like, I did that. I climbed that hill with my own 2 legs, and now I get to eat this granola bar in peace. And then a squirrel tries to steal your granola bar. But hey, that's nature for you. Listen, I never thought I'd be the kind of person who enjoys birdwatching. It always seemed like, I don't know, something my grandparents would do while wearing those hats that have the little plastic visors built in. But then I tried it. And you know what? It's kind of amazing. It's like social media stalking, but for birds. You get to observe their strange little habits, their intricate plumage, their surprisingly complex social dynamics. Plus, it's a great excuse to be in nature, and it's way cheaper than therapy. Although, depending on how much you get into birdwatching, you might end up needing therapy anyway. I'm just saying those binoculars can get expensive. Ever feel like you need to just, I don't know, get your hands dirty? No, I'm not suggesting you rob a bank. I'm talking about the ancient art of pottery. Yes, pottery. It's like therapy, but instead of talking about your feelings, you get to smash clay around and pretend you're Demi Moore in Ghost. Plus, at the end of it, you get a mug or a plate, or, if you're really talented, a vase that doesn't immediately collapse in on itself. It's the gift that keeps on giving, assuming you don't accidentally give someone food poisoning because you didn't clean the clay out of the mug properly. You know what? Maybe stick to store-bought gifts. All right, who's ready to make a splash? Wild swimming is exactly what it sounds like, swimming in the wild. No chlorine, no lane dividers, no kids doing cannonballs next to you. Just you, the open water, and maybe a few fish if you're lucky. It's the most refreshing way to cool off on a hot day, and it's a great way to get some exercise without feeling like you're actually working out. Just make sure you're swimming in a safe spot, okay? We don't want any Jaws situations happening here, unless you're into that sort of thing. No judgment. Kayaking is like the chill cousin of wild swimming. It's a little more structured, a little less likely to attract curious fish, but just as much fun. You get to glide across the water, surrounded by nature, and pretend you're an intrepid explorer discovering new lands. Or at least that's what I tell myself. The truth is, I'm usually too busy trying not to tip over to do any actual exploring. But hey, that's half the fun, right? The other half is the sheer joy of being out on the water, feeling the sun on your face and the wind in your hair, or at least where your hair used to be. Summer is the season of festivals, and I, for one, am here for it. Music festivals, food festivals, Renaissance fairs where you can pretend to be a knight for a day. The possibilities are endless. Sure, they can be crowded and loud, and sometimes you end up eating questionable food from a vendor who may or may not be wearing gloves, but that's all part of the experience. Plus, there's nothing quite like the feeling of being surrounded by people who are all there for the same reason, to have a good time. It's like a giant, sweaty, slightly chaotic party and everyone's invited. Listen, I'm not saying I'm good at beach volleyball. In fact, I'm pretty terrible. But that doesn't mean I don't enjoy a good game or two, or 10, when the sun's out and the sand is warm. Because even when you're losing miserably, there's something so satisfying about diving for a ball and ending up with a face full of sand. It's like a baptism, but instead of water, it's tiny little rocks and maybe a crab if you're lucky. Okay, maybe not lucky, but you get the point. Beach volleyball is fun, it's a great workout, and it's a perfect way to show off your athleticism, or lack thereof. And finally, no summer bucket list would be complete without a little camping under the stars. Now, I'm not talking about roughing it in the wilderness with nothing but a sleeping bag and a can of beans. I'm talking about the kind of camping where you bring an air mattress, a cooler full of snacks, and enough bug spray to keep away a small army of mosquitoes. Because let's be real, the best part about camping isn't the lack of showers or the constant threat of bears. It's the chance to disconnect from the world, to lie back and gaze up at the stars, and to pretend for just a little while that you don't have a care in the world. Or at least that's what I tell myself until I hear a twig snap and remember that bears are, in fact, real. So there you have it, folks. The top 10 ultimate summer activities that'll make this your most epic summer yet. Now I know what you're thinking, Steve, that all sounds great, but I'm just a simple person with a simple life and a simple fear of heights, deep water, and birds. And to that I say pick one, or none. Just get out there and enjoy the sunshine while it lasts. Because before you know it, it'll be back to school, back to work, and back to the daily grind. But for now, let's soak up every last drop of summer. Tell me your favorite summer activities in the comments below. And be sure to share this video with your friends, especially the ones who are still trying to figure out what to do with their summer. You know, the ones who are still wearing socks with sandals.